Hi everybody, Gwen Lawrence here. Thanks for joining me today. We're gonna do a routine today for our lower back, our hamstrings and hips, and we never have to leave the lying down position, almost. So this is gonna be best done with a strap, especially if you tend to be a little bit tighter, and a block or two. So let's get started right away. On your back, and we're gonna bring the arms out in a T, palms flat to the floor. And inhale, right leg up. Exhale, across, up and down. And continue with the right leg. Trying to keep the shoulder blades grounded. We're getting the IT band. We're getting the hip, the low back, and a little chest, shoulder as well. Head is super heavy. One more. And then holding the leg here. So your left hand's going to come down and anchor that leg someplace. If you're really tight, it'll be more around the knee. If you're getting to be a little bit more flexible, you're gonna be able to grab that foot, keep the foot nice and square. Now we're gonna flip the right palm to face up and dig into that IT band. Try to get that right shoulder down, wring yourself out. This realigns the spine, stimulates the nervous system, detoxes. And if you've ever struggled with doing the standing pose of revolving triangle, it's nice to get really familiar with this position because essentially it's just revolving triangle on the ground. One more deep breath. And then bending the right knee right where it is. Press the right knee to the floor. Inhale, exhale, right shoulder. Inhale, right knee. And find a place to just land in center in this twist. Inhaling deeply. Exhale, suck the belly button in and twist. Next, inhale onto your back, right knee tight into your chest. We're going to lift the upper body up nice and high and get the forehead as close to the knee as you can. So we're really compressing and stimulating the organs on the right side of the abdomen. Get in super tight. Here's where your strap might come in handy. We're going to level one, put the strap around your foot and come into a half happy baby pose. If you can, while you're up here, interlace your fingers beyond the foot and come into a half happy baby with both arms around your foot nice and square. Inhale, pull that knee in. Exhale, press the left heel long. So this one is getting just a touch of hamstring, right deep hip and left hip flexor. So we're releasing a lot of pressure that you might hold in your low back with this stretch. More seconds. Try to make that right foot or right leg as heavy as you can. And now you're straightening the right leg. So again, you either have your strap around the foot or you can grab the big toe with your first two fingers and thumb, other arm out, wherever you want. And both legs are strong and straight. So inhale deeply, fill your belly. Exhale, pull that right shoulder back. Press the low back down and strong straight legs. We're doing each pose today approximately 30 seconds each. However, you can feel free to pause. When I teach this to my students and my private clients, we hold each pose for a minute to a minute and a half. Slide the left foot flat and bend the right knee. We're going to bring the right leg across into a figure four, keeping a nice solid flex in that right foot. Left hand comes up. We're going to affect toes and feet now. So take your left hand and thread one finger between each toe. So in time, with practice, you're gonna have the base of the finger all the way down into the base of the toe. This is hard for some people initially. Reach down, grab the thigh, and pull in, so you're gonna get some right hip as well. So you're holding here. What does this do? Well, this opens the plantar fascia. So if you're a person that gets a lot of foot cramping and has problems in the bottom of the foot and the arch, this is great for you. This also helps open the toes and get more power to push off. And if you have a tendency in your family to have bunions, this can help slow the progression of bunions by keeping all those muscles under the feet open and supple. Keep pulling the thigh in here. This is a great one to do as a standalone, especially if you have all those problems with your feet, and you do 2 minutes on each side. So release those toes, wiggle them out. They feel really good now. Wrap both hands around the left thigh, and we're gonna rock and roll in that figure 4. Keep both feet flexed for knee safety. Make sure the right shin across the left thigh is not pushing on the knee joint. One more, and you're going to go into a plow pose in the figure 4. Probably not something you're used to doing. It's a little harder. Both feet flexed. Left leg as straight as you can. So not only are we getting the benefits of the plow here, but you're also still getting that deep right hip. Coming out in control. One vertebra at a time. And then completely crossing right thigh over left now. Squeeze those knees into your chest. Give them a nice hard squeeze until you feel that right glute. And hands behind your head. We're going to do twisted root abdominal crunch. So upper body comes up, tries to touch the knee. Knee comes up, tries to touch the forehead. Go. Keep it going. 10 more seconds. Last one. And upper body releases, keeping the same cross of the legs, flex of the foot, drop the knees to the right. Reach and look left for your spinal twist. As you can see, Slim Shady's joining us today. I've been teaching a lot of anatomy to some teacher trainees, so he's still on studio today. Big, deep, low back, QL, left hip, left pec, some people all the way down through the bicep. Your right hand is anchoring those legs down so the inner thighs don't have to grip. You're trying to look over the left shoulder. One more deep breath. I could stay here forever. And uncross your legs right where they are. Bring your knees into chest center. Do a couple of circles with the knees for realignment purposes. And then stretching your legs out on the floor. Let's just feel for a moment. Hopefully that right leg feels a little longer, a little warmer than the left, but not for long. So clear your space. Arms out in the T, palms flat, left leg up, across, up, and down. Again, IT band. Glute, low back. If you flex the foot hard enough, you're gonna get a little calf. And shoulder. Okay, next time we're gonna hold the leg across, nice and straight. Remember that right hand will come down and anchor the leg as close to the left foot as possible. Flip your left palm to face up and sink in. do that lying, revolving triangle pose. Last deep breath here. Bend the left knee right where it is. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. Inhale the knee down. Exhale the shoulder, knee to shoulder, and then settle in somewhere for a nice deep stretch. Next, inhale, carefully come back onto your back. For people that have back issues, it could be a little dicey to come out of that. Squeeze your left shin in. Also, side note, if you have knee issues, you're always gonna grab around the back of the thigh, not over the shin. You don't wanna overflex the knee if you have issues there. So upper body's gonna come up, squeeze forehead to knee. Now we're compressing all the abdominal organs on the right side, getting them going and functioning properly. Grab your strap or interlace your fingers around your foot into a half happy baby on the other side. Don't forget that right leg, it's just as important. So now we have left hip, inner thigh, little hamstring, and right deep hip flexor. I like to think of myself as a bow and arrow here. On the inhale, I pull that knee in like I'm pulling on the bowstring. On the exhale, I push my right leg long like I'm shooting the arrow out of my right foot. And slowly moving into your straight leg here, strap or no strap. I'll show you with a strap this side because I have trouble with my left hamstring. I tore it 10th grade. Of course, we didn't go to orthopedists or anything then, so I still have a little issue there. Doesn't matter if that foot is here or all the way back down to the floor, as long as you're feeling a stretch and you're breathing. Slide the right foot flat and release your strap. Left leg across in that figure four. And we're going to go ahead and thread the left foot. So one finger between, do not skip a toe. Get as low as you can into the finger joint. Once you're secure there, left hand comes down in the figure four, grabs and starts to dig into the left hip. When you're in this one, for a lot of people, you don't feel anything in the toes until you let go. And then you realize, oh, I really did do something there. It feels so much more open and airy. Okay, go ahead, release the toes, give them a wiggle. Grab your right thigh with both hands. Figure four, rock and roll. So I always peek to talk to you, but I really want you to have your gaze straight forward to keep your neck nice and safe. One more rock and roll, and then into your figure four, plow, other side. Now we're gonna feel that left hip. Keep the left foot flexed. Remember, don't push against the knee. Right leg strong and straight. Releasing your arms, come out in control. Once your hips are down, completely cross your left thigh over your right thigh now. Flex your feet to keep the knees safe. Hands behind your head. Twisted root, abdominal crunch. Go. Last one. And upper body releases, keeping them fully crossed. Squeeze the knees in. Carefully drop the knees to your left this time. Left hand on the lower leg to anchor the leg so you can release any tension in the groin and or thigh. Right arm out to the side, palm face up. Looking over your right shoulder. Uncross your legs, carefully come back into center, hands on your kneecaps, 2 big circles to the right, and 2 circles to the left. And just go ahead, kick a little bit, rock yourself up to seated, easy cross leg. I told you we would never leave the mat. I call that my triple star lower body from the tips of your toes to your low back regen workout. If you love it and you don't want to memorize it and you don't want to write it down, you really enjoy working with me and me talking you through it, this was a shortened version. If you want, if you can, and time allows, do the whole thing over again. And the magical thing about repeating the whole thing again is it's so much better that second time around. And if you really have a lot of time, the third time's a charm. So thanks for joining me once again. I hope you really love this regen routine. Why don't you write me in the comments and let me know what you would like to see, what would help you most in your life. But remember, you gotta be consistent to be great. So be great, and I'll see you next time.